Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. This is Sunshine Lady Q, your girl, your friend, your hugger, spiritually and naturally, where you can expect to feel not just a warm embrace, but a safe embrace. We're going to journey this thing together on Heavenly Hugs Radio Moment, naturally and spiritually. You can expect to be empowered. You can expect to be encouraged. You can expect to be lifted up. You can expect to be pushed to where you belong. We're going to journey this life together. We're going to heal heart, mind, through a spiritual hug through the radio waves. Hello and happy Father's Day. This is your girl again. We're chopping it up with dads for the month of June. And guess what? I have none other than my son, my baby boy, my firstborn on my show. This is wow, amazing. This is gonna be a treat. I do believe this is definitely going to be a treat. Devonta, if you would, please say hello to everyone.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Would you like to say anything about yourself, just to tell them a little bit about you?
Well, everybody know this is my mother, Lady Q, the one and only. My backbone, my rider, my rocker, all the good stuff. The best grandmother anybody can ask for, most deaf. The best grandmother of two beautiful girls, Madison and Camille. So, but yeah.
And of course, that means he is what? A father, because he is here with us. And you all see behind me, it says Happy Father's Day. And that is Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. We're going to go ahead and join in. So if you would, Devonta, please tell us, how did life change when you became a father of the firstborn?
Well, so life pretty much, I would say life changed where now I have a responsibility and somebody to care more so about than myself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that is pretty much a rib, I would say, from me. A best friend. A new responsibility. After being by myself for a long time and just doing and moving how I want to do, it's a big difference once you have to take care of somebody else and not just yourself.
Okay. Was there any feelings as far as, when you first found out she was pregnant? How, like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad, yay! Or, oh man, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
It was mixed, definitely mixed emotions, because it was a lot of things going on with families and everything else, trauma. It was a lot of stuff that was going on in between the time. And it was like, because we would joke about it and be like, hey, baby mama, hey, baby daddy. And then all of a sudden, because we was playing around, and was like, I'm pregnant. And it was just a joke. And I was like, for real? I was excited. But then once she actually told me that it wasn't a joke no more, on a different day, I'm like, huh? You pregnant for real, for real? And she was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I was like, how this is about to go? Like, how's life about to go now? How's everything gonna go, transpire? Life is like gonna look a whole lot different than what it was before.
Definitely. Life is gonna be different.
So emotions and the mind state was totally different.
Okay.
It was a lot of mixed emotions.
Okay. Well, what about when you was told about the second one?
Oof. It was it was a surprise.
It was definitely a surprise to you.
It was definitely a surprise because that baby was not playing.
Not by
at
you.
all. It was not planned at all. So it was like, oh, well, I'm pregnant. Huh? Say what? We just got together and made it to the altar.
Together meaning we just got married.
We just got married. And it's like, okay, hold on, a baby already? We struggling, but we can't make it with another baby. On top of the first one I got, another one. I'm like, oh Jesus. And then on top of that, it was even hard for me because it's like, okay, I was on child support and starting a new family with somebody on top of being on child support. It was like, okay, I got my firstborn. Now I'm about to have my second child that was not in the idea at all. Was not in the plan, not in making the first year. So it's like, okay. I still haven't adjusted to the first one fully, and I'm still learning. So it was just, yeah, it was definitely a huge adjustment.
I'm sure it was, and I know it was. I know it was. And just to say nothing against you and nothing against the young lady, but just a transparent moment. I personally believe, as your mother, that though it was not planned together, it was planned. It was it was an unbalanced planning because I recall that person living on a timeline. And because that person lived on a timeline, her thing was, I want to be married by this age and I want to have my first baby by this age. And according to her timeline, that's what happened. Do you agree?
Tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato. That's all I can say. Tomato, tomato.
Okay, tomato, tomato. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think today's fathers have things harder or easier than when you first became a father 5 years ago? Do you think things are harder just within that 5 years on all fathers as a whole?
So from my experience and from the guys I've hung out with and I know, it's harder for us now being fathers because a lot of us didn't grow up with fathers. A lot of us pretty much trying to figure out what a father is, trying to figure out life, what life is, what life is about. And then on top of that, now you having to take on a whole responsibility of another life and trying to show them love, unconditional love, and life lessons because you still trying to figure out and navigate through life with the help of God and, either one of your homeboys or your significant other. And it's definitely hard now. I can say it's definitely hard. And not knowing what to do and what to expect because times and things has definitely changed.
Yes.
From when we were kids up until now. So I would definitely say it's definitely hard.
Okay.
It's definitely hard.
All right. And one of the key things that you said was coming from not having a father. Share those experiences growing up without your father. And at what age did that happen? Talk about that for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I know I hit you in the stomach just now. It wasn't the chest.
Well, so with not for the most part, I can't say he was not there, but it was an in and out thing where I pick and choose when I want to come around, when I want to do, when I don't want to do. And I can say it's probably a handful of times when I've actually like been with my dad because I've known it was years ago when they had if anybody remember that live in South Carolina, I think it was Sears in the mall. Or it was it was Roses, I think. Either Roses or something like that in the mall.
Oh wow, that was a long time ago.
Right. And when they had the photo booths, they always had the little photo things when leather jackets was definitely a big thing. And so I remember, that's one thing I can honestly say I remember my dad ever buying me something big like that. It was a ring and a necklace. It was a pinky ring and a necklace. And we took a picture. And that was the last time I can honestly say, and he brought me an air hockey table. And that was the last time I could say he actually brought me something like that, like something major. And it was what? I'm trying to think. And, fast forward, my dad ended up getting married. And it was because of a woman when he decided, okay, I'm going to stop, doing what I'm doing and try to be a father and try to discipline my son and try to do certain things for my son. And it's like being an adult now, it's like, why a woman have to make you take care of your responsibilities when that's something that you chose to do beforehand. Like, yeah, sex is fun, sex is good, but also on top of that, you got to remember it's the consequences at the end of the day too.
That don't mean y'all go out there and fornicate. Sex is good for those who are married. Let's make this clear. Sex is fun for those who are married. That's why the word of God tells us the bed is undefiled for husband and wives. Now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm Hail Mary because I didn't cross every I. I didn't dot every I. I didn't cross every T. I have 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, and they was both out of wedlock. But when you know better, you do better. So just because he says sex is fun, please don't use that as permission to go out here and have sex. If you're not married, don't do it. But anyway, let's come back in. So if you will, how did that affect you growing up with your father being in and out of your life for a period of time? Because I think
lost respect.
Lost respect?
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely lost respect. Not knowing how it feels to be loved by a father or be treated by a father, or to see how a father's supposed to guide and nurture his son. It's a difference from a mother nurturing and guidance versus a father. It's most definitely a difference. And I've had father figures that will come and pretty much go. Like whether it be uncles, godfathers would come in and go. And it kind of taught me to not do the in and out of things of people's lives.
Yeah.
And it's easy said than done.
Of course.
But going in and out of people's lives can definitely do some trauma to people when you're in and out of people's lives. So
especially for children.
But especially for a child, because you don't know what's going on, and you got so used to a person coming and being around to where it's like, well, where this person at? You was just around a couple months ago. Now you up and gone. And I Lord knows I've dealt with that. True.
Maybe 16.
I can say my senior year in high school, and even in college. Even in college, I've dealt with that. To where my dad pretty much in and out of jail, making promises never kept. It's been a lot of in and out, and it definitely made me very resentful towards him, because it's like, how can I trust you? And I'm the child, that's trying to gain your trust and going above and beyond to get your trust and your love and your loyalty as a father. And it's like, why do I have to go the extra mile when you chose to do this, sir? And fast forward today, as an adult, it hurts because I would see friends and classmates and like even older guys be like, man, I've grown up in the house with my dad, or my dad always been there. My dad taught me this. My dad taught me that. And it was one day we had a heart-to-heart talk, and me and my dad talked. And I said, honestly, bro, you showed me an example of what not to be like. And as a man and as a father, I've beaten myself up a lot to try my best not to be like him. Like trying my hardest not to be like him at all. To where I've made mistakes.
Yeah.
To where it reminded me of, bruh, you're doing the same thing you say you ain't want to do. And then it's like thanking God that it's like, okay, hey son, you're trying your hardest not to do this, you're trying your hardest not to do that, and be like the person that you resent or dislike sometimes. So let's check yourself. Let's not act the way your genes acted. So let's do better. Let's do different. Let's move different.
And I agree. So that's why it's so important that fathers are part of their children's lives. Because like Devonta said, children deal with resentment. They deal with not giving their father a certain level of respect, because fathers feel like, oh, you're going to risk. Because I'm reminded of when I was looking at Bel Air, the newer version of Bel Air, where Will dad came to visit him, and it got real heavy because the dad thought, oh, he gonna come and this gonna be right. But Will was like, yo, wait, where were you? You want to have something now. Where were you before now? And that's why it's so important. Like me and Jason talked last week. Fathers, if you're out there, I say it again, regardless of what comes, what goes, don't stop trying to be there for your children. Don't stop. Don't stop. And children, when your fathers do come, what would you tell them, Devonta? If their fathers been in and out or not in their life, from your experiences, holding on to resentment and different things, what will you tell a young man or a young woman?
Oh, that's kind of. So I'm gonna go back on my grandmother, Nana. So Nana always taught me and told me, no matter what, son, forgive. You will never make it in heaven if you do not forgive. And y'all, my mama know it done been some stuff like, it's like, cuz you dead to me. You dead to me. And
oh, Jesus.
Time after time after time, when I tell y'all, forgive, because it took a lot. It took a heck of a lot for me to forgive my dad, like years. And don't get me wrong, it's still some things like for me now that I have to forgive when it comes to my dad. Like, but regardless of who your parent is and how your parent acts, always forgive them and learn them and just treat them accordingly. Because it came to a point in my life where I seemed like I started being a dad to my dad. Because he would make an excuse on why he would do certain things he would do because of his dad. And it's like, well, why you keep continuing these generational things when you can change them? And we had a talk to where I told him, I said, well, I don't need anything from you. I said, I love you. I said, I thank you for what you shown me and what you showed me what not to be like. But I said, only thing you can do for me now is help take care of my kids, your grandkids.
Yeah.
I said, you got one time to lie to them, one time not to be a man to get word to them, and you will never see them again.
Wow.
I said, because you would not treat my kids how you treated me and my siblings.
And how many is it of y'all?
I said, with all due respect, huh?
How many is it of y'all?
So supposedly it's 5 of us. It's 5. I have 2 older sisters, and I'm the middle, the oldest boy, and I have 2 younger brothers. So, and my siblings, it's only 2 of us that actually talk to him. 2 of us that actually talks to him. The other 3, I try to get them. Hey, let's he want to get up for his birthday this year. This past Monday actually. This past Monday, and he wanted us all to come back home and get up and go to dinner. He was gonna pay everything else, but 2 of my brothers there in the military. My sister, she stays in the same city, only probably like 20 to 30 minutes away. She was like, no, if he ain't dead or anything like that.
Oh my gosh. So
and
she's
it's like,
really holding on to resentment and unforgiveness.
Oh yeah. And so, and I'll tell anybody, especially women, when it comes to your dad, learn to forgive them, because that trauma will take over in your relationship.
Oh,
that would definitely take over into your relationship. And if you don't talk with your father, regardless if he's been there or regardless if he hasn't, try to rekindle that relationship. If not, it's fine. But release that pain and release that stress, women and men as well, men and women as well. Release that. Any negativity from a father, even if it's a mother. I know we're talking about fathers, but even if it's mothers, because that trauma will transpire into your relationship. It will go over into your relationship. Transfer into your relationship. My bad. It will definitely transfer into your relationship. And if you don't deal with that and heal from that, it will definitely show up eventually. And I'm not telling you from just me talking. It's experience. It's definitely experience. So try to forgive. Try to forgive, even if you can't talk to them, because, again, an example, my dad is if you know me, you know I like to laugh, I like to joke. My mama as well. But my dad is one of those people where excuses after excuses on why, just on why, whatever it is. Why he don't want to get a job, why he don't want to work, why he want to do this, why he want to do that. It's just an excuse after excuse. So if you know and you feel like you can't talk to them face to face or over the phone, write a letter.
Yep.
Or write a letter, most definitely. That way you can release that thing and give it to them. And then I will also say, go pray about it.
Yes.
Release it, pray about it, and forgive him and move on. That way you can feel better. And if they reach out to you and talk, that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, protect your peace and protect yourself. By any means. Protect your peace and protect yourself. By any means, because it can definitely be stressful. It can definitely be stressful. And I can say this. So my dad is, I'm gonna be a butthole. So I'm gonna say my dad is supposedly sick, right? It's from what I'm finding out. He's supposed to sick. So after everything, me and him done been through, everything that has happened, the only child that will pick up the phone, the only child that he wants to take care of everything. Even though I got older siblings that's capable and wanting to, well, I ain't gonna say wanting to, but I'm the only one he can depend on. the only one he can depend on. The only one I think he saw my sister firstborn, my niece.
Mm-hmm.
He saw my sister's firstborn, and I took him to go see her. That's the only way he saw. What was it? I don't know. I'm not sure about my oldest sister. I don't know if he saw her, but the other two, pictures. So when I tell y'all forgive, I can't express that no more. But forgive. Like forgive any father that has done you wrong, whether it's a stepfather or your actual father. Forgive.
So let me ask you this, and because I know your dad, of course. Unfortunately, I'm just playing, because I thank the Lord for my son. I thank the Lord for my baby. So I'm going to ask you this question because me, you, and your dad was on the phone last week, and I brought this up, and you was like, "Mom, don't say that. Mom, don't say that." How do you feel, or how have you felt, or both of them, being that you know that you are your dad's trophy child?
I hate it.
Huh?
I hate it. I said I hate it because, again, growing up, my dad's a musician. If you know him or if you don't know him, my dad was a definitely known musician in South Carolina. Like when I say known, quartet all the way around.
That's where that's where my son get his singing voice from, y'all.
So when I tell you, it would be like, okay, I'm coming to pick you up, and I'm coming to pick you up, and we about to go to church or we about to go to a program. Okay, boom. Yeah, this is my son. This is my oldest boy right here. This is my oldest boy. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, bruh, man, go ahead. Go ahead. And like I say, once he got married, that's when I can give it to him. He actually was a decent dude.
He was.
When he was married.
He was.
He was a decent dude.
Really
he started taking care of his responsibilities.
Yes.
But again, back to what I'm saying is, wow, when a woman got to come around, you got to take care of your responsibilities. That was just all that just me. That was always my thing. Like, mm-hmm. if you supposedly love your kids and cherish and honor your kids, you will take care of them, regardless of somebody asking you to do so.
So tell me. So let's move away from that, because you say you hate being the trophy kid, because believe it or not, that's who you were and that's who you still are. Well, love it, like it, hate it, whatever. You are still your dad's trophy child.
Right.
For whatever reason. So we're going to move away from that. So what do you enjoy most about being a dad?
Oh, goodness. It's a lot. The excitement when they see me is most definitely the excitement because I can definitely say before my kids was born, I've been there. Doctor's appointment, even if work came involved, took it off, I'm at doctor's appointment. If not off, I'm on the phone listening to what's going on. And to pretty much see myself in these little people is like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So my oldest one,
my Cammy Kate,
she is a shy version of me.
Shy.
She's definitely the shy version of me. But that Madison, is definitely the older version of me, where it's like I ain't shy no more. I'm open. I'm here. Hey, take me as it is. And when I tell you, those girls are my world. Those girls are my world. It's just the excitement. Like, it's never a dull moment with them. Like, never. Like, um, so Camille, before she started knowing what cuss words and everything were, I told Camille, I said, I'm gonna beat your behind. But the other word. She said, no, daddy, I'm gonna beat yours. Only thing I could do was laugh. Only thing I could do was laugh. I was like,
never told me that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, oh Lord. I said, oh my goodness. All I could do was laugh. I couldn't discipline her after that because I was just like, but that's part of being a new parent and not expecting your child to repeat what you said, but turn it on you. So I was like, okay. But it's like I said, it's never, ever a dull moment with those two. And it's then plus the excitement to see them when they see each other. It's like when I pick them up from school, oh my God, come on. And it's like, I love it. I love it. Even though
and you went your phone, you went out when you said they see each other like, oh my gosh, Camille, oh my gosh, Madison.
They when I tell you exciting, like they're always excited to see each other every single time I pick them both up.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the phone, I call them on the phone on FaceTime so they can see each other during the week, and excited. Like they forget I'm on the phone and just start talking to each other, and I don't know what they're talking about, but just talking to each other, like in their own little world.
Own little world.
And we'll be like, well, Camille, my best friend, Madison, my best friend. I said, well, what am I? Daddy. Okay. I'll take that role. I'll take it.
So, what is, because it's something that you do that I love that you do with the girls. Tell us what is it that you have them to say every time you talk to them, when they're with you on the weekends. I love it. And not only tell us what you say, but why did you start doing that?
Okay, so I started doing pretty much words of affirmation for my girls. And the saying was, I'm black and I'm beautiful. I can do anything I put my mind to it. I'm smart. I am strong. I am powerful. I am enough, and I'm respectful. And the reason I've started that, so pretty much I don't need my girls to feel as if they need somebody to tell them or to pour into them as from another man. Yeah. I don't need no other man to pour into my kids or some young man that would like to date my kids to feel as if they can tell them any kind of thing or run game on them when they already know that.
Exactly.
Nobody can't tear them down. Nobody can't degrade them because, again, they're going to respect themselves and they're going to respect others.
Exactly.
That they are enough in their beautiful skin that they are in. They are enough if their hair is not done or if their clothes are not looking like everybody else. They're still enough. That they can do anything that they put their mind to it, regardless of somebody tells them that they can't. And knowing that they always can do and will do whatever they want to, as long as they put their mind to it.
How often do you do the words of affirmations with them?
So, depending on how much time I'm on the phone or whatever, or if it's like before they go to school, for the most part, I try to do it when I call them in the morning if I'm not already at work. before they go to school. And if I talk to them that particular night, every time I talk to them, I try my best to make sure and even my youngest one, she told me this past weekend, she said, Daddy, I can do anything I put my mind to it. And it made my heart smile because for her to only be 3, she still remembered that. She still knows that.
Yeah. And
and it's all about what you
go ahead.
It's all about what you pour into your child because they're never gonna forget that. What you say to them, what you feed to them, they're not gonna forget it all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember Madison actually, I think the last time y'all were here, I remember her saying something like that. And I was like, yeah, there she go. There she go. And that's why one thing I told the fathers last week is to make a mirror of words of affirmation and go over it with your girls so they'll know who they are, whose they are. So some knucklehead won't come along, like Devonta said, and try to run game on them. You know?
Right.
So my next question is, what is one of the hardest things for you being a dad?
My Lord. All right. So it's a lot in my eyes. It's a lot. So for one, being a dad that's not in the house with neither one of my kids. Being a dad that's not in the household. Knowing one of my kids' mom has gotten married. And knowing that it is another man that's there, my child, more than I am, definitely was a nerve wreck for me because I never planned nor thought my life would be the way it is. And I can say that I'm grateful for where I am now because it took a lot of growth and a lot of the good Lord help because it was not easy taking on that because I'm like, okay, it's another dude that I don't know. I don't know who you are and what you're about. So I'm like, you taking on my world that I don't have access to every day. And it's like the relationship between me and the mother would change or has changed because of you coming around. And it's very hard knowing that, okay, when I'm gonna have to see this guy or this person around my child when it comes to her celebrations or her, what's the word I'm looking for?
Recitals.
Her recitals, accomplishments, all of that. And it's even harder when I know I have to work sometimes to make sure I'm doing what I need to do to take care of my kids. And it hurts because it's like, okay, well, hey, dude, if I ain't able to step up, and this is the growing part for me. If I'm not able to step up, I need you to step up because you decide to marry her mom as an additional father. So I need you to step up and do what I can't do if I'm not able to do. And God forbid something happens, I'm pretty much signing everything over to you to make sure my daughter is fine and safe. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, them 2 girls, this daddy will go to war for. And my youngest daughter, the hardest part is not having my emotions get the best of me when dealing with her mother because my youngest child, me and her mother was married, and Married and divorced now. If those that you want to know, married and divorced now. So
not run
being the
after,
fact that
leave him alone.
yeah, I don't want nobody. I'm good.
Thank
Y'all
you.
be blessed.
Be blessed.
But anyway, um, so not knowing getting into a marriage that I would end up having a child on top of I already have a child that I'm not in the household with, and now I got a second child. It's the same way. And it's like, okay, now I got another place to, it's another opportunity where another guy will be in my child's life. And it's like, okay, Lord, I need you to help me with my attitude, help me, with my own feelings and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very difficult dealing with it because you're not able to see all the accomplishments that your kids or the progress that your kids are making while they're growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to wait until it's your turn for them to come over to your house, and you end up seeing that they've grown, they've done this, they've changed. Even when it came to the whole potty training, like the whole potty training for both of my kids, it wasn't, I was involved in it, but it was just extremely hard to see the growth not being in the household.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it was like, okay, well, I have to do my part when they come to my house and make sure. And then once they as they got older, now my girls, they would use the bathroom. They used to use the bathroom in the bed while they're asleep. But now I don't have that issues or that problem. And it's like, okay, I see the growth in there. And then my oldest one, she will be going to, I think, 5K, if I'm not mistaken. This is her first year in big girl school.
Yes. This is her first year. Woo! My baby.
So this is her first year in school, and I spelled something out for her mom. And she was like, well, can you spell it out? And so I was like, JUMP. And she was like, I know what that is. I'm like, well, dog, I'm thinking you wasn't going to know the word. It's jump, daddy. It's jump. I said, oh, Lord. And I'm like, well, dog, well, I wouldn't expect you to know this. And then my youngest one, that's my rider. That's my rockadell. She's very big on education. I will say that. To where she'll be like, Daddy, know her numbers, know her ABCs, all of that.
She's a very
and when I say came to the house, Daddy, I want to hear because she loved music, loved to dance and love music. But she wanted to hear the ABC song. But it's the hip hop version.
Hip hop version.
And 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So, and she ready to dance, ready to party like it's a good time. And just sat there and just did her thing. So it's just seeing the growth of them, like seeing them grow every time it's something different when they come and see me.
Okay. So growing up, who were your mentors or who did you look up to? And tell us maybe about who they are or who they were. Not who they are, but who they were that you looked up to.
Mentors?
Of course I know Coach Page.
Most definitely. Ooh. That's the hard part, though.
Well, tell us about Coach Page.
Okay, so when you say mentors, meaning
we're not mentors per se, but a man or men that you looked up to that steered you the right way when it came to life or when it came to certain things or certain situations.
Okay. Well, the men I can most definitely say it's a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
For one, my Uncle Terry.
Yes, sir.
I can definitely say my Uncle Terry. That's one joker. You go to his house, you ain't going over there just sitting around. You're not gonna sit around. Come pick you up. Hey, man, let's hang out, nephew. All right. Let's go fishing. All right. And when I tell you, you'll go fishing, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get a life lesson.
Yeah.
A good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna end up doing some work at his house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, I ain't come over here for that. I came over here to fish and eat. I ain't come over here to work. So it's like, well, hey, you gotta work, you gotta eat.
Mm-hmm.
Who? I can definitely say my mother's dad, my Uncle Willie Frank. Those two cut my behind. Cut my behind. And even the small talks, like my granddaddy passed away. My mom's dad passed away. And I didn't start playing football just yet. I wasn't in middle school yet. No, I wasn't in middle school yet. And I can definitely say the little talks we had and the man that he's shown himself to most definitely be.
Yes.
Like that joker worked all day, all night, and pretty much took care of family, made sure his grandkids knew how to swim.
Yes.
Like always would pull up when need to, regardless of what time and where it is. My Uncle Willie Frank, he was one of those, I'm about action whenever, wherever. He did not care. Whenever, wherever, I'm gonna give it to you right then and there. And it was the talks like he would have, like it was always he never would talk to me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
He would more so, even when I was a child, he would talk to me as a young man or a man.
Mm-hmm.
He never talked to me in a child standpoint, because he wanted to challenge my mind and challenge me.
That's Uncle Willie.
I would definitely say that. And there's one other guy I used to work for in college, Mr. Goldstein's.
Yes.
Mr. Goldstein's. Now, it's been years since Mr. Goldstein's talked, but that's one guy I can definitely say mentally, he used to challenge me a lot. He's shown me a lot of different things, being a man and going after for what you want in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who? So I'm gonna go my Coach Page, Daryl Page. That is most definitely a dad, a coach, a friend. I've known Coach Page my last year in middle school. I've known Coach Page. And he looked at me when he was talking to all of us when we were in eighth grade, and he was like, "Hey, so you ready to play now, right?" I was like, "Yeah," like nervous and scared, because Coach Page is not a small dude at all. He's not a small guy. He's big and black. And when I say big and black and scary, and you rarely see him smile, when he smiles, you're like, okay, he in a good mood. We can talk. But that was one guy I could definitely say I was somewhat scared to talk to. But when you talk to him, he gonna give you straight wisdom, godly wisdom at that, being a coach, and tell you exactly like what it is.
Yeah.
Pretty much my freshman year, in high school, it was a day I had a game.
Uh-huh.
And we had to go and pick up my dad. Pick up my dad from jail. And he was like, well, as long as you know, as long as you're there, or whatever like that majority of the school day, and you can play, you good. So I was like, all right, cool. So even with that whole situation, it's like he supported me and would give like straight up wisdom. He knew I was a church boy. Raised up in the church. And before games, before practices, like if you come sit in the office, he'll give you a scripture and tell you, hey, boom, this how you direct life and go about through life like this. But when I tell you, like, the GOAT, that man is definitely the GOAT. I have one more person. My godfather, Tommy Malo.
Well, okay.
So that's been a
we ain't got a whole lot of time. We can talk about that one.
okay. So he definitely stepped me in. Like, and God, when I say God will send you the people to step in your life at the right time in the right moment, I most definitely would say he did. And that was, I think, either my junior year when he stepped in, took my first flight. If you saw him, you saw me. Pretty much drew me closer to God, helped me build my relationship with God. Pretty much between him and Nana, pushed me up in the scene, because singing was not, I was singing, but doing that, no, I was like, nah, I'm good. But I would most definitely say, like, a man of his word, teach you, show you, like, what's up about life, how to handle people, how to go about certain things when it comes to people, and love on people regardless of how they are and how they act. And it's one thing I can definitely say he's taught me. When a person show you who they are, believe them. And when I tell you, that's one thing he taught me, and it stuck with me. And even when it came to my relationship with my dad, when a person show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, that's it. Anything else you would like to say from a standpoint of a father, or the standpoint of your father not being there? What would you encourage? You've already encouraged to forgive, but what other information would you like people to know as far as being a father and someone whose father wasn't always there?
Well, I'm gonna definitely give an applause to all the new fathers that's out there, because of the father that I am seeing. I salute y'all, because we all are doing one heck of a job. To the fathers that are having issues and hard times when it comes to their child's mother, by any means necessary, do what you got to do to be in your child's life. Make the attempt, because as my dad, he did and he did. He did it on his terms. Don't do it on your terms, because your child needs you. Your child wants you. Because it's a lot of mothers that will do bash and down talk on fathers.
Yeah.
But if you showing that child that you are wanting and willing to be there, allow that child to choose and see the type of father that you really are versus what the mother is telling them.
Exactly.
But again, to any and everybody, always forgive. By any means, be in your child's life. Whatever issues and problems that you and the child's mother may have, resolve it. Because it can definitely come in between you and that child's life, and it can definitely do some harm.
Yeah.
It can definitely do some harm, and it can also cause the child to resent both parents. Because if you don't resolve it, the child will definitely end up seeing both sides. And we'll see who the bad parent, who the good parent, who caused a lot of problems, who didn't. But again, resolve it. It don't not necessarily have to go to the court. Just do what you got to do, stay in your child's life, and always put God first and ask God to show you and give you guidance, most definitely. Because he will definitely give you that. I promise you.
All right. Well, it has definitely been a pleasure with my on, my baby, my chocolate drop.
All right, that's a little too much. Too much.
So if you would just go ahead, because our time is winding, if you would please just go ahead and just say a prayer for fathers. Yes.
All right. Ready to start? We start early. Okay. Lord God, we come to you today, God, and we're thanking you for you being a good father and you showing us what a good father is like, God. We thank you for always being there, for always having our back, for always being supportive, for always directing us when we're lost, God. God, we thank you and we honor you and praise you for the fathers that are out there that are trying, for the fathers that are lost, God. Give them guidance, give them directions. Heal those that need to be healed from father's trauma, Lord God. Give them forgiveness in their heart towards whatever that they need to be forgiven from, God. Continue to heal, continue to direct and nurture the fathers and the children, Lord God. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And happy Father's Day to each and every one of the fathers. I speak the blessings of God over your lives, whether you're married, whether you're a single dad, however, whatever. I salute you and I say to you, happy Father's Day, not just from me, Sunshine Lady Q of Heavenly Hugs, but also Devonta. Tell them happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Keep doing what y'all doing. And let's make this thing look even greater than what we are doing.
All right. We love you all. And remember your girl, Sunshine Lady Q of Heavenly Hugs, where you can expect to feel not just a warm embrace, but definitely a safe embrace.